What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Today I want to show y'all something about Nigeria. It's a festival that they have every year, and the joint is lit. I ain't never heard nothing like this, but it sounds like something black folks would do. And like I always say, Nigerians are the closest thing to an African American you gonna get, period. Like, if you have to be there to know. Like, African Americans and Nigerians are the same. The only difference is a few hundred years and some water in between. I'm telling you. But look, they got this festival that just happened yesterday. It's called the Singing Festival, right? Now, at the singing, now I got a little bit of video. I'm gonna attach it to the end of this. It's called the Singing Festival, right? So this is what they do. The whole village comes out, right? Usually it'd be, well, maybe not everybody, but the people who participate, usually is the groups. You have various different groups in each village. Like, keep in mind, Africa is a community. There's still a community from every different level. There's communities, bigger communities, everybody's held accountable, right? So in the village, right, it's called the Singing Festival, where like, it could be like 100, 200, 300. They do this throughout Nigeria, right? Throughout Nigeria, like all the tribes kind of got their own versions of how they do it, but this is how the Ekiti people do it, right? So what they do is they gather up, they walk around the village, they create whole songs. And let's say you're a chief, right? And you did some dirty shit, right? Let's say, like, for instance, I'm gonna give you 3 stories. Well, real quick, there was one chief. He's the biggest chief next to the king. He's like, you got the king, and then you got the chief, right? He's like the next guy, right? So this guy's a womanizer, right? This dude ain't never met a woman he wasn't trying to sleep with or take advantage of, right? So you know what they did yesterday? Because everybody knows it. And you see, he think he was getting away with it. Nah, he was held accountable the African way. Man, about 100, 200 people rolled up to his house, started singing songs, putting his business out there, telling them business about what he did, the women he messing with, all that. He was so embarrassed, homeboy didn't come outside. Homeboy, and he got 2 wives, right? Dude greedy, he got 2 wives. Yeah, he want more women, right? Everybody knows it, right? So they put him on blast. The whole village know. Everybody knows, because they're gonna reverberate. You know, word gets around. Oh snap, homie did what, right? And then there was this other female, big, rich female, right? Rich, she got it like that. She's I guess, what's the opposite of a womanizer? A manonizer? I don't know if that's a word. It's probably not a word, but it should be. A manonizer. She's the opposite. She a woman who got a bunch of money, who takes advantage of men, and she just sleeping around. She do what she like. Guess what they did? Went to her house and embarrassed her. And she married, so she cheated on her husband and went with a bunch of dudes, and they had to hold her accountable. It's stuff like that do. But without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and attach another clip so you can just see it. I just got a little bit. You're not gonna really be able to see like the encounters, just so you can see the atmospheres, how they roll around.
Yeah.
Yo, I totally forgot the third story. I was trying to be quick, and I totally forgot. So let me go ahead and tell you real quick. So another part of the singing ceremony, right, is well, another thing that happened was the previous king, not the king that's the king now, but there was an older king. I actually met this king before he passed away, right? And he was a king. He went to Harvard University. Like the dude, like a lot of y'all, like he was like 92 years old. Dude was old, right? But he was the previous king, and he was a Christian, right? And so the community was getting on him because as a king, as a Ekiti king, as a Yoruba king, you got to observe the traditional religions, traditional ceremonies, traditional things you're supposed to do, right? So they always made fun of him for being super Christian. So no one is spared during the singing ceremony. No one is spared. Everybody can get to work, including the king, right? So what they did during the singing ceremony, they all went to the palace, right? And they all started singing songs, almost kind of like not calling them a sellout, you know, not calling him nothing like that, but it was kind of like calling him out account and reminding him that he's African and we have our own religions and we recognize that you're practicing that white religion, and that right white religion and you being the king are almost contradictory. Right? Is even though most of the kings they're either traditional, they have their own traditional religions, whether it's Ifa, some of them may be Muslim, some of them may be Christian. But here's the thing about it, though. Here's the thing I've learned in Nigeria, something we don't do here because America is a unique place, right? Because it's just a combination of a bunch of people. But in Africa, they may be Christian, but there's a foundation of traditional religion underneath it. So everything traditional is there. As a matter of fact, most of the priests and the imams and all the other European and Asian religions, they still answer to and are afraid of the African gods, the African spiritual leaders. Those guys are the ones in the background that give approval to the Christians and the Muslims to do whatever they're doing, right? There's stuff in the background that happens that you only know if you've been in Africa long enough around in circles and talk to people, and you'll find out despite the Christianization and the Islamization, the traditional religion is there, alive and well. It's just not highlighted, because another part of African religion, which has nothing really to do with this video, is just, I'm going off of it, just, educating you guys. Another part of African religion, which is a problem, is that they're very secretive, and they don't really have, at the moment, they don't really have a reason to. They don't evangelize. So they don't make it a point to market themselves, to say, hey, we're here, we're doing this, we do this programs over here, we're doing this. They don't do that. And that's something they probably should do in order to give black people an option to see their own traditional religions and be able to connect with them. What you're doing, some of them are doing it now, they're doing a lot better. But, that's not something that's been in there, like, on a priority for them. So, anyway, I just wanted to kick y'all with that third story. I did say 3 stories. I made them real quick. But I just wanted to throw you out there. Nobody exempt. Big chief, king, rich people, it don't matter who you are, the community will hold you accountable, and that's the African way. So kind of how we do here on YouTube, Black YouTube, right? We're always holding each other accountable. When a one black person do something, everybody gonna know about it, because we feel like as a community, you're supposed to represent the community in a proper light. And if you don't, you need to be blasted. And that's something that Africans have been doing since we have been, in existence. So it's just that social media now is another form. But I just figured I can kick y'all a little knowledge about something about Nigeria, West Africa, and our African people that maybe some of you guys didn't know about. Now you know. That's all I got to say. This is Afro Think Tank. Learn some, teach some. I'm out.